on theme. Okay. Hey everybody, it's Nikki, and I am super excited about today's review because we are finally going to be getting to the Ghost and Phantom 2 set. Basically now the holy grail of my LEGO Star Wars collection. So this is the second iteration of the Ghost ship, the first of which was from Rebels. Not that this one isn't actually from Rebels because it's the exact same design, thankfully. I was so worried that it was going to be different in some way, some sort of color change. Maybe they were going to add to it a little bit. Like I thought there was going to be at least an add-on or something. So the Ghost and Phantom set does retail for about $160 and did release on September 1st. This one here did actually travel across the country with me, which is why I'm not presenting you with a box. I had to abandon it. But this set does come with 1,394 pieces and has 5 pretty good minifigures, a couple of which I am loving. And now I really want to get on to talking about this set because I am honestly so in love with it, you guys, and I have a lot of praise, just a little bit of criticism, not that much. But very briefly, let's go ahead and look at these minifigures. So first up, we do have our new Hera Syndulla, and I'm gonna be honest, I actually thought I wasn't gonna like her as much as the original Hera, who did of course come in the first Ghost set, as well as the little microfighter. They're pretty close, to be honest with you. Both of these minifigures are great. I was really pleasantly surprised to see that Hera did have detailing on her leg, who I kind of thought that LEGO was going to omit that this time. Just something about the lack of quality control in LEGO Star Wars minifigures had me thinking that. No, but I'm honestly loving her jacket, especially the symbol on the back. Again, her headdress looks amazing, and I'm just really pleased with her detailing altogether. The next figure, if you can call him that I am really happy with is Chopper. This little astromech droid has printing both on the front and back, which I am so thrilled with. I did not expect that in the slightest, and I'm so happy that we have a detailed Chopper minifigure now. Next up, we have unfortunately my biggest disappointment in minifigures in this set, and that is Jacen Syndulla. Look, I understand that LEGO gets certain pictures, they make these minifigures and the sets based on the pictures that they're provided with early, they're not always super detailed, but this minifigure I don't actually think they get an excuse for, because even though Jacen's hair in the show is a dark green, this kid was in Rebels, okay? He was at the very end of Rebels and he had very bright green hair. So either someone on the team just had no idea, which is a little bit concerning. You would think that you have someone who knows some of the lore, some of the story at least well enough to be able to say, oh, actually, hey, that should be, you know, this way instead of like that. But no, we didn't even care about Jacen's hair. Next, we have Lieutenant Beta. He's pretty cool. He does come with the same torso printing that came in the E-Wing set. Really like the head mold. Not a character that I expected to get in this set, but I'm not complaining because he is a pretty cool figure to get. Finally, we have First Officer Hawkins, and he does come with very simple printing. He's not an especially exciting character, I would say. I think they were just trying to throw in some extra figures for us, which is definitely pretty cool. Him and Lieutenant Beta definitely didn't expect to get, but I would say out of all 5 figures, he is definitely the least exciting. But now moving on to the most exciting part of this review, we are going to start reviewing the Phantom 2 first. So we'll just go ahead and remove this little guy here. So the Phantom 2 does have a nice cute little design, lots of stickers as you can see. There's room enough in the cockpit for just one minifigure, unfortunately. Kind of makes sense, the Phantom was really small. And in the back there's a little storage area where if we open it up, there's just a cubby with a little blaster and some binoculars. And I do think they did a good job with this design. I like the way that the cockpit opens up so it's this entire front piece with it as well. But now moving on to the Ghost, this set all around, you guys, is absolutely beautiful. The exterior, flawless. In comparison to the last one, which to be fair was from 2014, this one just has a much more pulled together design. I guess compact could be the right word for it. The last one was just kind of chunky, which this ship actually isn't. It's pretty smooth as we see, especially now in the live action Ahsoka show. I mean, you can see it's definitely a thick ship, but especially like on the sides here, they did a really good job of pulling it all together. Minor gappage, but not in a bad way. It's just like it's as compact as I think they could have made it. Definitely an improvement from the last one. Now, as you can see, it does have some landing gear set in there, and you are able to remove it, but I think that it looks great. I think it's a great stand for it, so I would recommend leaving it on there. There are some thrusters in the back there as well, just below where the Phantom 2 can latch into place. And on the sides, there are a couple of loading ramps for our minifigures to jump in and out of. And now if we take the top off where the main gun turret is attached, you can see that there's room enough in there for one minifigure. And it's actually kind of nice that you can remove this whole thing. Kind kind of get someone situated in there nicely before you stick it back into the Ghost. The interior of the Ghost, however, it's pretty barren. I'm gonna be honest, this was a source of disappointment for me. The thing that stood out to me the most that I was like, why is this here? Why is this the one thing that you guys were like, yeah, let's put this in here? What's with the sink? I don't remember any distinct moments in Rebels. I guess that just helps signify that they live there sometimes. I don't know, I think that's just kind of silly. The coolest reference in here is the Melu run hiding inside that little crate. That was featured a lot in Rebels, and that was something I thought was pretty cute, but also there was only one. I just find it kind of disappointing. I mean, I know that there's not tons of room in there, but surely, I mean, there's room enough where you could have added some more detailing. It would have even been nice to have squished in a couple of the bunks, because we know from Rebels that there is so much going on in this ship. Lots of rooms, lots of leftover graffiti, I'm assuming, from Sabine. I doubt Hera would have washed that off. So to see a little bit of that, at least in some sticker form inside the interior, would have been really cool. So aesthetically, the interior, I'm honestly just not super pleased with. Now, if we move on the way to the cockpit, there is another set of gun turrets, which is pretty cool. Another place for you to station a minifigure for display. And you can actually remove the cockpit area itself. Not that you actually would need to, except maybe to place some minifigures in there. And it does have a printed dome piece. There's also a turret under there as well, which, man, this thing is so cool. The gun turret on the bottom, which I forget what they called this. A lever-activated spring-loaded shooter. This is the coolest thing I have seen LEGO Star Wars do for a play feature. I don't know if they've done it before, but I really don't think so, at least not in any sets that I own. So the gun turret on the bottom moves back and forth with these Technic pieces, and they call this, again, a lever-activated spring-loaded shooter. When I was building this, I was like, what the heck am I doing? Surely I'm doing something wrong. Why are all these pieces like kind of hanging out? But it's very cool, and I would love to see them continue to using that design in LEGO Star Wars sets. But just going back to the cockpit very briefly, I do honestly really wish that there was a little bit more room in there. It's an iconic area of the ship, especially in Rebels, and I mean, we're even seeing it now in the Ahsoka show with her and Jason spending so much time in there, and you can't even really fit two figures. It's a one figure station only. Now, I know this is a smaller design, so I really am not going to nitpick over this, because honestly that wouldn't be fair. But if this were a bigger or UCS style ship, I would love to be able to have like enough chairs in there for the whole original Rebels crew to hang out, because that's where they went on all their missions. It's like the Millennium Falcon, the seating in the Falcon. You gotta have all 4 spots, and you have to have them in the Ghost as well. But that is basically it, you guys. That is the entire Ghost and Phantom 2 set. I am so grateful that LEGO designed this, because I was gonna go back and buy this old Ghost set, and I didn't want to drop 600, gosh, it was 600 a couple years ago. Now it's 800, probably nearing $1,000. That would not be a reasonable purchase, if I'm being honest, because aside from those minifigures, especially in comparison to this newer model, that set, that design was just not perfect. Like, it had a lot of flaws, which is what made me wait so long before getting it. Thank goodness I did, because now that they've come out with this version, I could not be more happy with it. This is seriously, as a ship design, I mean, interior aside, this is a 10 out of 10 for me. If that interior was in there, it would literally be an 11 out of 10. Like, that would be above and beyond exciting. Because I'm not peeved about the interior, I just think it would have been really cool if they had done a little bit something more. Just throw in a couple bunk beds at least. The ship has a history, okay? But anyway, you guys, that is it for this set. Definitely let me know what your thoughts are. What do you think about these figures? Do you think it's still worth it to go back and get the old Ghost set? Because, listen, I understand you, I really do. I'm personally going to be investing in a couple of those figures from the original Ghost set. I don't have all of them, but I already have a couple. Zeb is the nightmare figure to get in that set, because he's so much money on his own. But I need the original Rebels crew with my ship, because it's perfect, and that's all that it's missing. But on that note, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please hit that like button if you enjoyed it. I will leave an Amazon link to the Ghost and Phantom 2. It is an affiliate link, and if you buy it from here, then you help support my channel, which would be really great. But if you're not gonna do that, then just hit that like button. It makes up for it, honestly. Comment down below your thoughts. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you next time.